What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We are talking if the Philadelphia 76ers are a championship level team this year. Obviously, they have had some bright spots, but also on top of that, they've been doing all this while PG, Jared McCain, and Joel Embiid at a full 100%. Obviously, he's had his minute restriction, 20 minutes. He hasn't played in 2 of the games. Obviously, this is very much trying to work him in, trying to keep him healthy for the playoffs. So let's talk about this. The Philadelphia 76ers are starting off 5-1, which is an amazing start. Their one loss was a 1 point loss to the Boston Celtics, who might be down Tatum and a few other pieces, are still keeping it competitive. I think the Celtics could be a playoff team in the long run. But yes, so the Sixers have been very good to start the year, which obviously 6 games into the year, it's really hard to say, oh my gosh, it's a championship level team. But coming into the year, the Sixers was always one of those teams where they were either going to be one of the worst teams or one of the best teams. That really just depended on how they played without guys like Joel Embiid and Paul George, because they weren't going to have Joel Embiid and Paul George the entire season. It's obvious. Those guys played like 20 games last year. But they have been just kind of developing. And what is making the big difference is not just Tyrese Maxey playing at an all NBA type level player, but also VJ Edcombe looking like the rookie of the year. I mean, I think he might have just dropped under 20 points after last night's game, but he was averaging around 21 points a game. He's playing decent defense, nothing insane, but good defense for a small-ish guard. I mean, he's 6'4", so he's not small. Tyrese Maxey's also playing amazing defense. And Kelly Oubre has taken a step forward as that third option without Embiid in the on the court, and has played extremely well. He had 22 points against the Brooklyn Nets in the first quarter, which is insane. That tied his career high for most points in a half, and he did it in his first quarter. And he's playing good defense. He's usually on one of the best players on every single team. He was on Paolo. He was on Jaylen Brown. And obviously, they're still scoring a decent bit, but he's playing good defense. On top of that, the big thing is when Joel Embiid's off the court, what is our center play looking like? And Drummond's been pretty good this year. He was pretty good last year, too. Biggest issue with Drummond is he can't hit a free throw or shoot anywhere, so you lack kind of spacing with him, but he has played really well. He is the rebounding legend himself, Andre Drummond. But Bowman, the Dale Bowman, I can't ever pronounce his name right. I don't know why. But he has been pretty damn good for the Sixers this year. He is dominated. He had some crazy good blocks against Washington in overtime that helped him win that game. And that all helps. When you have good center play with Embiid off the court, that helps the Sixers play well, and it allows Maxey, VJ, Quinn Grimes, and Kelly Oubre to just score at will because you're having good defensive end play on the other side. Anyway, the biggest thing that I still see as an issue is sometimes rebounding. They are a very small team. Even like our centers don't look. I mean, Drummond is a rebounding legend, but without Embiid on the court, we do look very small. And a lot of times we are playing a 3-guard lineup plus Kelly Oubre, who at best is a small forward. He's pushing being a guard in my opinion. I think his actual position is small forward. And I think going forward, once we get Jared McCain and Paul George back, we're going to be even smaller because, one of those, Paul George or Kelly Oubre, is probably going to play technically the power forward position when neither one of them is necessarily of the size of a power forward. And then, Jared McCain will probably come off the bench alongside Quinn Grimes, which we could be playing a 4-guard lineup at some point because we have 4 really good guards. So we're a little bit small in size. That is the biggest issue I see with the 76ers. I think, honestly, to keep that championship eligibility, we need Joel Embiid's size. We need him to be able to play on time, which is why I like the time management stuff that they've been doing through these first few games, because honestly, if we can win with Tyrese Maxey, VJ, and Oubre, we don't need Embiid to play too many minutes and risk more injuries. I mean, he's not even doing the jump offs for the tips and stuff like to start the game because his legs are just that shot, and you don't want to risk more injuries. You want him to take the least amount of beating you can possibly take through the regular season. If Maxey and VJ and Oubre is going to win you basketball games, you want him and PG to be healthy when it comes to playoff time, because you bring those guys in with Maxey, VJ, and Oubre, and they are going to be unstoppable. And in a very weak Eastern Conference with realistically at this point, there's no standout team. Them and the Bulls are 1-2, and I don't believe the Bulls are going to keep it up for the entire season. I'm not even sure we will. Obviously, it depends on injuries with Maxey or VJ and so on and so forth. But I think it is working really well, and I think what it is getting VJ Edgecombe and him looking like a real pro off the bat. So if you ask me, I do believe the Philadelphia 76ers are a true championship competitive team. I think it just really comes down to Joel Embiid's health. They will be a playoff team. They will be a top 3 to 4 seed, I believe, going into the playoffs. Can they break through and finally get to the finals and compete for the championship? Also, OKC is going to be possibly waiting on the other side, which would not be very pretty. OKC is insanely good. But can they finally break through? Can they finally be healthy enough? The East is super weak. The Pacers aren't going to be competitive. The Celtics are going to be kind of mid. Orlando hasn't looked good to start the year. It's just there isn't a ton. I mean, the Knicks haven't even looked that good this year, and they are probably one of the favorites outside of maybe the Cavs that come out of the East this year. And they've all kind of looked bad. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think they can keep this up for the full year? Do you think the Philadelphia 76ers are true championship contenders? I'll see you guys in the next one.